Hello, everybody. Back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 2nd, and today was a lovely day outside. Nice and chilly to start off with. Had the windows open all night, warmed up nicely. Decided to rain mid-evening, I'd say mid-afternoon, probably something like that. Rain for a while, not real bad, just enough to kind of get everything wet and a little bit muddy. But general overall, nice day. I mean, you got to have rain. We're about 3 inches low, I think they said, behind schedule for rainfall this year. I'm not really a big person that follows a lot of that, but I hear people talking about it and whatnot and whatever. So went ahead, got up this morning, had a handful of things to get taken care of. Was planning on being out in the shop a lot today. I was out there some, but not as much as I'd planned on being. Got a few things done here on the house. Waited for the grocery store to open up. There's a little store called Aldi's around here that has some cinnamon rolls that my mom likes, so we have to go there and get those quite often. So went there, picked those up. Also hit the rest of the grocery store shopping we had to do. Ended up hitting 3 stores overall total. Really one of those things where you don't realize how much you can find stuff at different stores at a large discounted price at different times. So some place you have to hit, other place you have to hit because they don't carry the stuff you want at this store or that store, and so on and so forth. So kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt going to multiple stores, but it's not that big a deal to do overall. So on the way out though, I saw a banner for a motocross type race thing of something. It's nice banner, but it's too small print. So I actually had to pull over into a parking lot and walk up and actually read it, which is a pain in the butt as opposed to being able to just read it from your car. Or at least get the general basis of a website or something to look it up. Came back home, looked it up, and realized it was a hare scramble type race, which is basically a motorcycle race out in the timber, not on a motocross course type thing. So decided to hell with it. Figured I'd go check it out. It looked like the kids and the test runs and stuff were today, and the adults were racing tomorrow. So I thought, okay, no big deal. We'll go check it out. Went ahead, had to do some work on my bike before I could even go out there anyway. Tore my tank apart. Ended up having to put a new pitcock, which is the shut-off valve, basically the on-off valve on the bike. I decided to put a reserve pitcock in mine, which basically means it has like a long straw sticking up into the tank that will leave it, I don't know, I'm going to guess a half gallon or so, maybe an eighth of a gallon. I don't know how much it'll leave. Then it has a shorter pitcock, which is the original one that would have been in it. So it's basically a different height level when it starts or runs out of gas, I guess. So if you put it on, you get basically when it runs out of gas, you can flip it to what they call reserve, and that'll get you a ways after that. So I'm either going to have to basically, my plan I think is just throw some gas in a small gas can, maybe a pop bottle or something like that, maybe a jug, something like that, throw it on my back, take off riding around one of these days. I'm up there like a bussy or something, and wait till the bike runs out of gas on the regular tank, and then basically switch to reserve, and then time it to see about how long I've got on my reserve tank to see how far I can be away from my van, trailer, truck, whatever I want to call it, the campgrounds, wherever I have more fuel at, and go from there. Because the idea of wanting to put the reserve tank in is just so nice, because I don't know how many times like you go down some place, even some like Chadwick, which is this giant off-road park, and you might end up, literally an hour away, on the bike. You can end up easily an hour away from it if you just head straight back and then get lost and play around nothing. You're an hour away from campground. So on my bike, I've got no idea. So every time I come back near the truck, I top it off every single time. And it'd be nice to know if I've got 10 minutes or if I've got an hour's worth of riding on a reserve tank. So it's something I want to do, at least even if I didn't have, even if I only have, let's say, 20 minutes of ride time. And compared to my other one, when it ran out of gas, it was dead empty. So at least this way I could start heading towards a road. I could start heading towards someplace so they could bring me some fuel, or start looking for somebody else to bring me fuel if I couldn't make it way back to campground. So that's something I'm super excited about it. Plus, it also solved me a benefit of the fact that my pitcock was leaking on my bike last time I rode it. It was just a slow drip, and I found out why it was leaking when I tried to take the gas line off. The whole brass valve sticks at the bottom. The whole tube fell out of it. So it was definitely on its last leg, and I was super happy that happened, that I was able to get that fixed. Had to do some drilling in the tank, which is always fun to be drilling into a gas tank. And you're dealing with the sparks and stuff and the electric motor of your drill. It's kind of a scary thing, but it worked out. Got it in there, got it running again, changed the air filter out, plug, cleaned it up a little bit, lubricated chain, a whole bunch of stuff that I usually do not do to my bike. So I went ahead and got that all taken care of and wrapped up. So went out to the racetrack, I guess, parking lot area, the guy's field, on the farm and that. And once I got there, found out the fact that it's an ATV, UTV only race. So it's only foilers and the side by sides, like the farm type style ones with the racing ones. That's no dirt bikes were allowed at all. So I was kind of disappointed in that fact. Got a little bit bummed out. Headed back, said to hell with it. Basically asked if they ever do bikes and shit, and they said basically no, they don't do dirt bikes at all. So gave up on that. Came back to the house here. Had a handful of things to get done. My uncle had stopped by, paid me for mowing his yard the other day. Just basically talked to him for quite a while and that kind of thing also. So just general stuff there. Went for my run on the way back in from seeing the race. Wasn't going to accept dirt bikes. It was raining at the time, which is always great when you run. I ran about, I don't know, not sure how far I ran, to be honest with you. I ran a handful of laps out at the res in the rain, which is just awesome. Normally I would have ran around the roads and stuff, but with it raining, cars don't see you that much, and it's just a pain in the butt. So went out there and had to worry about people, cars and all that kind of good stuff. So ran around there, had a great time. Ended up getting back, made myself some basically nachos, I guess, with some taco meat, sour cream, some cheese and whatnot, and then a little bit of salsa on a bunch of, like a walking taco, but in a bowl. And then I also went ahead and cooked up a bunch of rice, put it into a casserole with some pork, taco seasoning, a whole bunch of other seasonings I had, some cookie seasoning, all kinds of stuff, some mozzarella cheese, and tossed that baby in the oven and made myself a nice little rice casserole with pork instead of hamburger. So a little bit healthier, and I like the flavor of pork quite a bit. So it was, by the time I got that all cooked up, I was definitely not needing to eat anything else that night. I'd already eaten the walking taco, lack of a better term, and knocked it out. So I got myself a meal for the next probably 3 days, easily, maybe 4 days out of that rice casserole thing. So that's my plan there. Watched a little bit of Netflix, caught up on some YouTube and that this evening. I'm going to wrap it up and call it a night, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.